As you've probably guessed, this is not going to be a Tyrod Taylor touchdown pass. This is the companion episode to Bill Belichick meets Ed Reed. Uh, this is the cover three, or a variation thereof, that we use to disguise that blitz. Um, kind of customized for the personnel we're facing and the situation here, and I'll explain that in a minute here. Um, so here's kind of where we're at in this game. It's the beginning of the second quarter. Our buddy Tyrod here has shown a complete inability to make reads. So we're going to keep making him make reads. We've got 2 covered sacks and 1 interception. And so we're going to try for more. So on first down here, we were able to string out their stretch play for a 4-yard loss. And so what I'm thinking here is I've got 2 plays where I need to stop them for 7 yards or less. That's the way I'm looking at this. I just want to have them punt the ball. I want to get it back to my offense and get some good field position, at least see if I can get a field goal or something, right? That's what we're thinking here. So I want to cut this into 2 plays of 7 yards or less. I'm pretty sure they're going to have to pass. So the first thing we've done here is we spread out our defensive line. We're going to get a lot better pass rush with that. Secondly, for these mobile quarterbacks like Tyrod Taylor, I'd say 80% of the time, I put one of these defensive tackles into a spy. I try to grab the fastest guy. What a spy will do, and we'll see that as part of this play, is he will follow Tyrod Taylor laterally across the field until we tell him to do otherwise. And we'll talk about how that affects this play here. So that's how we set up our line. Our secondary, I want to take away anything, like I said, deeper than 7 yards. One good way to do that is this cover 3 cloud flats that I set up. I put this linebacker into a cloud flat on this side of the field. Drop this guy into a deep half zone, right? He's half of my cover 3 over here, actually. Likewise, our safety here, I also drop him into a cloud flat on this side of the field. I want to take away, like I said, anything behind 7 yards. So in our last video, we blitzed this guy. This play, he's going to play coverage. All right? He's going to take away this area of the field. Right? This is me. I'm kind of the joker on this play. I'm going to decide what I'm going to take away. So given that's how I set up my defense, let's see what they've presented to me on offense, right? They've got a guy over here, right? I'm concerned about him deep, right? But I've got that guy in a deep zone over there. I've got this guy in a cloud flat. I'm not too worried about him. The second guy they've got over here is this running back, right? At worst, he's going to leak out into the flat. He's going to get 5 yards. We're going to tackle him. I'm not very concerned about that either. That also completes our objective. We're on 3rd and 9. I'll take it. All right, so I'm not really all that worried about this guy. If he runs the ball 4, 5, 6 yards, not real worried about him either. So let's take a look at the other side of the field. Let's go to my linebacker here. Let's take a look at this side of the field, right? We've got a tight end over here, right? And the first thing I was thinking was, is this guy going to hit me quick up the seam or something, right? So I'm pretty worried about him. And then I've got 2 other wide receivers over here, right? And I've really only got 3 coverage guys over here. So I'm thinking, this is the side of the field I'm a little more worried about. So I'm going to cheat to that side. And particularly, I'm worried about this guy right here early on in the play, right? I'm worried about him popping up there for 7, 8, 9, 10 yards right up the seam on me, right? But I've got this guy handling it. And I think I'm going to come over here with my user, right? So let's go to Tyrod. And let's see what he's got for me, right? So let's snap the ball. What has he got? So his first read is actually, he's got Julio Jones over here on a slant, right? And if you watch me, I start over there, right? He's got Julio for about 7 yards right here. He accomplishes his objective, right? But he definitely sees me cheating to that side of the field, right? I don't know. If I haven't already made this throw, I don't know that I want to make it when I see my user in that area, right? If we let this go further, I actually make the wrong read on this, right? I should have jumped his route earlier, right? He had a little more time to make that throw than he should have. I should have been right over there and right on there, right? And taking that away, right? Well, he screwed up, right? So he missed on his first read, right? So what's his second read, right? Well, let's come over to this side of the field, right? Number 13. As you can see, he stops right there, right? If Tyrod releases the ball right here, he's got a pretty good throwing lane, right? Like, look at that. That's a pretty good lane right there. Right there. Boom. If he lets that go, boom. It's a completion. He turns, right? Ignore that Tyrod rolls out. Right? Boom. Right there. If he'd already thrown it, it would have been halfway there. 3/4 of the way there. It would have been right in his hands as he turned around, right? But he doesn't. Instead, what did I say? He's been impatient. What does he do? Look at this pocket here, right? He's got all day, right? He's got a double team there. Knock Jack Conley on his butt, right? He's got a double team here, right? Double team there, right? Singled up over there, right? He hasn't block shot at all. Look, he's got him locked up over there, right? Tyrod just panics, right? And he rolls out. All right, as soon as he rolls out, this play is dead. And let me show you why, right? As soon as one of these mobile quarterbacks decides to roll out, you cut the field in half, right? I no longer really have to respect this guy nearly as much anymore, right? All the rest of his receivers, because I've taken away everything 7 yards and deeper, are no longer options. This is a long throw. This is going to get picked, right? This isn't an option. This isn't an option, right? So I recognize that. I know I've got all that help over there. Let's come back to me here. I know I've got that help over there, right? So I just abandon all that. And I know, right, as I look over here, the only route that, like I said, can really hurt me is this guy. So I peel off as soon as I see him roll out, right? The other thing that's really important here, remember I talked about this spy, right? He's going to follow him, watch him, follow him horizontally, right? Tyrod's not going to be able to scramble real easily. If Tyrod's scramble, like he's dead, right? The secret, because he can actually sit back there all day, this spy will not rush him. The spy will just sit there. He could continue just rolling out all the way to that sideline. The secret is, as soon as he's outside of this tackle box here, you click down on your right analog. You see how he rushes him instead? And actually Tyrod made the mistake early, but had Tyrod not already thrown the ball, we're going to end this ball in about this play, excuse me, in about the next half second, right? We're going to kill Tyrod with number 95. He is going to just, remember we sacked him twice already. This is actually how. And so we force this throw, which he's just a little late on. I recognize this with my user. Like I said, that's the only real threat to me. And not having what I want on third down. So I said, well, let's take that away. And he throws it right to me. I cut underneath that route, right? Hold down the ball hawk. Boom. Throws it right to me. Right? Get off the field. Right? And I just thought, as I went through this, that this would be a great companion episode to that last one where he set up that blitz on that out of that same look. Right? This is exactly the same look, but we've got 8 guys in coverage, right? And this is how you can set up, your play for success, right? We made a lot of decisions there that tilted this play in our favor, right? And we ended up really capitalizing on it. We got an interception. We've got great field position. We're going to get at least 3 points out of this. All because Tyrod Taylor cannot make reads, and we just take advantage of it over and over again. Well, I hope you've really enjoyed the beauty of how Bill Belichick can set up a play like that, and Ed Reed can just come in and execute it. I think that's just beautiful.